Something that I want to do research on right now is I mentioned in one of our exchanges online. Um, where am I at? That I'm talking to this guy on Reddit about the system in which we elect um our president. Oh, what am I doing? Um, and basically, my opinion is that it's completely busted. The fact that we have only have two options is completely ridiculous. Something that I've held as an opinion since like the 11th grade, and I found out exactly how the system works. It's asinine that we have a system that only allows two options, in my opinion. Um,
Have more. It's just that they don't have any money.
well, it's okay. So the system that we have to elect our president, the electoral system in which we assign points to people. Holy crap! What the hell did he do that was super effective?
Are you saying the point system only allows for two people to actually have a chance?
Very good. Yeah, because the way it's not just the electoral college; it's the way the points are divvied. It's called first past to post voting, which says that first one that comes to 51%, um, gets all
I
the
hate that.
points. Yeah, it really
It's like a kids game or something that some kid made up when like you're like if you're at you're at your friend's house and he makes up some dumb rule to win.
yeah
That's
it
what this reminds me of.
it makes it to where um you either vote for it makes it to where only two parties really have a chance, and you either vote for the person that's not the person that you don't like, or you are de factoing supporting the person you don't like. Is what it basically turns into. So if you are conservative but you don't like Trump and you vote for the Libertarian Party, you are de factoing supporting Biden. And the same if you are a liberal and you don't like Biden and you vote Green, you're de facto supporting Trump. And it is so stupid because um, you could end up with a situation, which we often do, where neither party is representing you and what you want in a candidate, and you still have to vote for somebody who doesn't represent what you want. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up with somebody that you really, really don't want. And like this particular election is like Trump is so bad. He's such an awful president to a point where, like, if he gets another 4 years, I am actually fearful that we could end up losing a lot of our checks and balances and norms within the government that checks the power of the president. Um, where we'd be hitting down an authoritarian route, you know, and that's kind of terrifying.
Trump he definitely has no place being where he is. Um and yeah, all the hate's pretty much warranted. I don't get people who try to defend his attitude. What is weird though is that I feel like his impulsivity actually allows him to do like his stupidity and impulsivity allows him to sometimes do some good things that other stupid politicians would like other politicians wouldn't do. Like the fact that he made an executive order for police reform so abruptly, so fast. I feel like that is a plus, but
Yeah, but like
at the same time, it's so much negative.
where does he stand on that issue right now?
See, that's the thing. He says stuff and then he does. Sometimes he does other things that contradict it, or he doubles down. And well, see, the right doesn't even take what he says to heart, which they should because it ruins our relationships with other countries. Um, and The left takes what he says too much to heart sometimes. I think that's the problem.
Well, I mean, if you can't take what he says and what he does, because a lot of things that he does is pretty awful. Kids in cages, concentration
Yeah,
camps,
you can't even argue the fact that he handled coronavirus poorly and the fact that he's
coronavirus,
putting
um,
people against each other.
his AG, um, gassing those peaceful protesters so he can,
Right, and then
yeah,
they tried to spin it and say something else that wasn't the case.
yeah. So shit like that is just like I mean, even if you don't take what he says to heart, like the things that he does is fucking awful, and a lot of it's authoritarian.
I
Um,
don't, but they don't see that for some reason.
yeah,
I
they
mean,
don't. They really
because they
don't.
think that, oh, that's just triggering SJWs
Well,
sometimes when he says stuff. I'm like, but that's not. They're still his people. They're still his. He's still a servant to the people. Like they're still Americans.
they don't believe the facts that I mean. Let's remember, Trump's administration is the administration that coined the phrase alternative facts. And when they coined that phrase, they were not talking about liberals. They were talking about themselves. They were using alternative facts. Um, So, like, they don't even believe the facts that are right in front of their faces. I had a guy tell me that only 9 black guys, unarmed black men, get killed a year, which the number is a lot lower than I thought it was, but it's higher than 9. Um, and also, like,
Armed, like armed, just means you have it on you. It doesn't mean
yeah,
you get
that's
to
that's
use it.
also true. And like, and that's also like ignoring the nuances of police brutality because it's not always somebody dying. It's maybe the black guy got his just shit beat out of him for no reason.
Or
Um,
he's just getting stopped when he shouldn't be.
yeah,
And it's an inconvenience and it builds up. It gets
unwarranted
annoying.
stops and shit like that. And that's something that I didn't catch while I was actually talking to him. I was like, well, if it is that low, then maybe it isn't a very big problem. And then I went onto a forum a Reddit community that I like to go on when I have issues like this. And they were like, well, it's not just deaths that matter. Police brutality expands and systematic racism expands beyond just deaths. Deaths are just like extreme, which made a lot of sense to me.
It's other people too. But I mean, it happens. I mean, that's the thing I don't understand. It happens to white people too.
It does.
Why why are you not seeing that too? Like it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
But and everyone accuses Black Lives Matter. Oh, they don't care. What they have spoken about police brutality against white people too. Because go figure that's wrong and that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, for sure. Um, the militarization of the police is something that the left, at the very least, has been complaining about for years now. Because I remember the people that I listen to online have been complaining about it.
Like I don't well honestly I don't get how defunding is actually going to change anything because it's the group think and the brotherhood sisterhood that's the problem really to me. I think cops should be able to correct each other without losing their jobs. And
That's definitely an issue. But the point of defunding the police is because in most cities the police budget is inflated, just like our federal military budget is. And cities don't invest in things like social workers and mental health programs to help people. So when people are having like a mental health issue, or there is a homeless issue, or there is a domestic violence issue, which yes, so the police should be a part of the domestic violence issues, but also social workers need to be like involved in that too. Um,
right, absolutely.
but those programs don't have the resources in order to actually get involved in those things. So we just involve the police. Everything. Call the police. We call the police when there are probably better programs out there that could be funded to take care of things like that. And where's the money going to come from? Well, let's look at the big ass police budget that doesn't really need to be that big, because police don't necessarily need I
Well,
can't
I
think of
think to be
specific.
fair, that could be a city by city basis. Like we don't know how many budgets are actually overinflated. Just add a disclaimer.
I don't personally know, but I feel
Right.
like if it wasn't like a systematic issue that's affected many cities in America, it wouldn't get this much attention.
Oh yeah, I agree. And especially, I believe in some major cities, it's ridiculous. I think New York's probably ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
the fact that cops even have snipers and stuff like that. Like they don't need that.